if you have a whiteboard, I draw like a sparky thing on the whiteboard and I write Divine Spark on it and I say, this is the essence of us. There is like this really hard to describe thing inside of a baby that all of us started with. And this is like the essential part of us. It's the part of us that's amazing and that we come with, and everybody has part of it. And in 9 different ways, everyone has something that's really extraordinary about them that we don't even have to try to be, we just are. And when you get to know the Enneagram, you start to see that in 9 different ways, we have these amazing, deep, beautiful qualities. We know that 1s are the type that come to teach the rest of us about goodness. And when you meet a little type 1, this is the child that just sort of wants to, and often just organically does the right thing. They notice what's amiss. They are asked to do something and they comply. There's something very much in a type 1 that wants to. There's a pureness in a little 1, and that's just something you don't have to teach a little 1. Sometimes they go and they put their toys away without even being asked. What is that? It's hard to kind of put a finger on it. And 1s do that in a very particular way. And type 2s come to teach the rest of us about love. 2s just have this sensibility about how we treat one another. They care. They notice. They are gentle. They are kind. And they encourage and they nurture. These are like the caretakers on the planet. That's how 2s come. And it's hard for a 2 not to do that. That's how you can tell that it's the essential quality. Like that's just in them. And that's what we love about type 2s, is just the sweetness that's part of them.
A sucker for 3s. It is this radiance, this value, this glory, this preciousness that like I am valuable just because I exist. I don't actually have, like I am a gem just for showing up. I don't have to be doing, I don't have to be fixing, I don't have to be figuring things out. I don't have to constantly be striving. That I actually just get to show up as my beautiful self and allow that to be. And I can see that same value in the people around me, that same beautiful potential, that same essence in them as well. So this is where 3s really just learn that they get to be and they don't have to do the doing in order to be loved and valued.
Type 4s are the type that come to teach the rest of us about depth, about beauty, and about authenticity. And 4s have a way of noticing things that are beautiful or are intricate in unusual places, in dark places. 4s can find meaning in things that other people don't even notice. And there's such an extraordinary sensitivity to this in type 4s. They're the type that tell us the story of why we're even here.
Type 5 comes to teach us about illumination and clarity and knowledge, but also wisdom. So how we take knowledge and turn it into wisdom with this kind of this insight, this perceptiveness that the rest of us, I mean, we might have something like it, but not in the way that the 5 has it. It's like when the 5 is in contact with essence, it's like, I remember listening to Russ Hudson talk once, and well, I was at a retreat that he was doing on the Enneagram and essence, and just thinking like, my God, where is that information coming from? He taught for 6 days straight with 2 pages of notes that he never looked at once. This is when I'm a 5 and I'm in contact with my essence, it's like I am tapping into this knowledge that exists like way far outside of me. And I am the conduit for that. And I am gifting the people around me with that knowledge and that wisdom and that clarity and that insight. And the illumination is like, there's this light on in my mind. And I really know what's what with this clarity. It's not mucked up and messy in there like it can be.
And 6s do like a version of 5 in their own way, but in a way that no other types do. 6s teach the rest of us about being awake. And when 6s are really committed to their own awakeness, then they are incredible at helping us to understand how we can move into the future and how we can completely be with the present. There's no future tripping going on with this in the type 6. 6s are just available to something that's in them. And I often say, I'm not saying that sixes are psychic, but I am, because we all are, right? But sixes have a particular way of knowing things that are not obvious to other people in the field. And when sixes trust that, and they know that they know that they know, then they have a way of moving with so much certainty into the future. And we need that, because it's how we feel safe, and it's how we can help other people to feel safe too. And trusting that is an amazing leader, because sixes know how to really remain loyal to their core, which is, all any of us really have.
Type 7 comes to teach us about freedom and joy. And this is the freedom and joy of being in the present moment, of feeling whatever is arising, of being with whatever is, of actually being in the shit and not trying to polish it up, like being able to be in the hard stuff. Because when I can feel the hard stuff, then I can feel how much sweeter and more delicious everything else is. And in the understanding in the 7 that actually the only time I can actually truly be free is to be right here in the here and now. And instead of moving into the future, trying to find the freedom through the planning and the option and the opportunity and thinking of how great things are going to be, but just being right here, right now with whoever or whatever is around me, and allowing that to be enough.
And type 8 comes to teach the rest of us about aliveness. There's a real strength in being able to really be with what is immediately in me. And when eights have that capacity, this life force that's in them is information. It's letting me know what is, really real right now. And we need the eights, because they have a willingness, like some of the other truth-telling types, to use this as information that needs to be said. And sixes, I don't know, I keep saying six, eights have the capacity to do just that. And when part of that immediacy is actually something that's quite innocent in them.
So type 9 comes to teach us about wholeness and unity and being. And so this is this learning that I actually don't have to sacrifice myself or my needs or my wants in order to keep the peace. I get to show up, I get to take up space. And actually, that's what we want from them. We want more of them. We want them to show up. We want them to take up space. And when they're busy not doing that, there's a lack of unity. There's a lack of beingness. There's a lack of wholeness, and there's a lack of connection, which is the exact thing that the 9 wants. And the 9 is really trying to come to bring us and show all the rest of us. So when the 9 is willing to really show up, no matter how scary that is, and take up space and allow themselves to just be, it's a gift to everyone, including themselves. I love 9s. I find that it's just this like mountain of solid energy that I like want to lean into. There is this piece of them that is where there's just a stable, loving force of energy inside of them that they have the capacity to be able to kind of let out of them so other people can tap into it.